So, good morning, everyone. I hope my voice is visible to you. Okay, let me increase the volume. I hope now it is coming clearly. So, in the last few lectures, we have already started our data mining portion after completing the data warehousing and data analysis portion, right? So, first we have defined what is data mining. Then we have seen that data mining as a KDD process. And there we have seen that different stages like data cleansing, data integration, data selection, data transformation, data mining, pattern evaluation, and knowledge presentation. Each of the step is carefully observed and discussed in the last lecture with this diagram. And then we have started that two forms of data analysis exist, like classification and prediction. We also go through the differences between them, and I have given you an assignment regarding the differences between them, and you have successfully submitted the correct answer for the same. So, about classification and few example, and about prediction with few example, I have already discussed. Then, how does a classifier work? We have seen that there are two steps involved. Like first, we go for building the classifier or model. Then we use the classifier for classification process in the next stage. So training phase and the testing phase. So with this example, we try to understand that what is training data, how it is being used for the classification process to build the classifier. And then to test its accuracy, we use the test data. So let's again discuss these two steps in details. So as I have said that this the first step is known as what? Training phase. Okay. Also known as learning step. So what we do here, we construct a classification model. And to do that, actually, I already told you that we have a lot of algorithms. Just for example, KNN, SVM, neural network, a lot of algorithms are there. But for our requirement, which one will be suitable, we have to first analyze that, and then we need to pick any one of them. Okay. So it's actually depends on your data type. I mean, what particular data you are dealing with, and what is your requirement. Okay. Then we use this class model to predict the class levels and testing the constructed model of the test data. So estimate the accuracy of the classification rules. Now you see that I am frequently using these two terms. What? Training and testing, right? Training and testing. So what is this? What is training and what is testing? Just a minute. Okay, let me select one. Okay, so this is training and this is testing. So say, let me give you an example. Suppose there is a person who is sitting under a fan and the fan starts falling on him. He should get aside in order not to get hurt. So this is his training part to move away, right? So a pen which is actually means falling on him. So obviously you have to move away. Otherwise, what would happen? Otherwise, this will hurt you, right? But now this is the test training part. Then in the testing part, what happens? Suppose another such type of event, similar kind of event occurring, then the person has to behave or act in the same way. Let me give you an example. Say, if the person sees any heavy object coming towards him, okay, but in this case, no, it is not a fan. It may be anything, right? So, what happened? That time also he has to move away. If he does this, then we can say that the system is tested positively. And say if he doesn't move away or doesn't move aside, then we will say that the system is negatively tested. Now, I suppose that with this example, the concept behind the training and testing part is clear to you, right? So similarly, the same analogy used in our machine learning also, in our data mining also. First, we train the model with the help of the training data. And the next part, to find out its accuracy, to determine its accuracy, we go for the testing phase. Okay. So now, as the training and testing concept is clear, so let's go through some technical terms that we frequently encounter with some data mining tasks. Okay. So what are they? And this, believe me, these terms are very important. And when you go for your means PhD research, you will frequently find them. So consider these as important. Okay. So these technical terms first come to the data type. So what happens? There are certain data types associated with data mining that actually tells us the format of the file, whether it is in the text format or in numerical format. Okay. So that is the data type. Now attributes, what is that? You know, attribute in our normal DBMS table also, we used to say attribute, and there we actually mean column by attribute. Now, in this case, in the data mining case or machine learning case, we mean attribute by different features of that particular object of concern. And we do have different types of attribute. First, binary one. So from the term, it is very clear that this will have only two values, either true or false. Make example data. I am going to cite one example for this. Suppose there is a survey of evaluating some product. We need to check that whether it is useful or not. Okay, so either we need to answer with yes or no, right? That is product usefulness. Its value will be either yes or no. So what type of attribute this one will be? This one will be a binary attribute. Now, in the case of binary attribute, again, we encounter two terms that are symmetric, and another one is asymmetric. Okay, symmetric and asymmetric. Now, what are they? अगर ये दोनों values जो मैंने कहा आपको yes and no, if they are equally important in all aspects, then we'll call them as symmetric. Are you getting me? What I mean to say that if these two values of this binary attribute, if they are equally important for us, then we'll call them as symmetric. And say they are not equally important, someone has higher priority than the others, then we'll call them as asymmetric. So these two terms with respect to binary. Then we have nominal attribute. So what is nominal attribute? Suppose if the outcomes, in the binary case, we have seen the two outcomes, either one yes or no. But when in some cases, suppose say more than two outcomes are possible, then that attribute, which is going to represent these values, we'll call them as nominal. And it is actually in the form of alphabet than in integer form. मैं आप लोगों को एक example देता हूँ, ठीक है? आप suppose you are going to buy a t-shirt for you, you will find large, extra large, and then medium, small, ठीक है? आप लोगों को ये अलग-अलग type का क्या मिलेगा? ये different type means what I can say different sizes मिलेंगे, right? Means extra large, large, medium. So ये जो size है, इसके लिए आपका क्या है? अलग-अलग values है, more than one or two values है, ठीक है? Similarly मैं आपको बोल सकता हूँ कि colors of a rainbow, ठीक है? So in that case also you will find what? More than two values. So this type of attributes where outcomes may be more than two, that is known as nominal attribute. Please do remember it. Okay, don't forget these terms because they're very important. Then let's come to the next one. I have already cited this example, this red, green, black, yellow. Okay, you may cite one such example with respect to nominal attribute, and please take it as an assignment and you'll comment it. Okay. Then we have ordinal, continuous, and discrete types of attribute. These terms are also very important. कि ordinal क्या है, continuous क्या है, और discrete क्या है. Right. So first coming to the ordinal, when the values have some meaningful order. I hope you know that what does it mean by order. Order मतलब क्या है आप लोग जानते हो? Means we are actually we can arrange them either in ascending or descending or with respect to some particular patterns. Like आपका examples exam में marks or grades जो है, say A, B, C, D, the different grades that you may achieve in your exam, that is a kind of what? Ordinal attribute, right? Because we can arrange them. B will come only after A, C will come only after B, D will come only after C, right? There. So that is ordinal. Okay. Then we have continuous, and continuous means may have infinite number of values, and it is in float type. I hope you know that what is float, right? Say measuring weight of few students in a sequence or in orderly manner, then this will be what? Continuous. Then we have discrete. Discrete means finite number of values. So means say you can consider the marks of the student in a particular classroom or with respect to a particular subject, that will be discrete. We have so seen that ordinal, continuous, where infinite number of values may be possible, and then discrete, where finite number of values are there. These three different types of attribute. Okay, I hope this is sufficient for today. And the assignment I have given you, you just need to answer that. And if any doubt, then you may ask me. Thank you.